queries. We also have Rajesh Agarwal, who's the head of research at AUM Capital, with us alongside Lakshmikant, who's joining us on the technicals. Rajesh, let me come to you first. Lots of queries we are getting on the pharma stocks today. So if you could help us understand what's the fundamental view when it comes to the pharma pack, and also if you could help us with a pecking order, what are your picks in the pharma space?
Good morning, Ankita. Good morning, Karishma. Good morning, Lakshmikant. And our best wishes for Ganesh Chaturthi from me, my company, Home Capital, to you, your team, and our viewers too. As far as pharma as a sector is concerned, I think it's highly undervalued considering the fact the kind of prospects it has going forward, at least in some spaces like CDMO and API, these spaces. But the issue is about the tariff tantrums that's going on since very long period of time. And yesterday, also with additional 25% tariff levied by Mr. Trump, I think there is nervousness in the market. But this kind of nervousness gives opportunity to long-term investors to invest in good stocks. We feel that in this tariff-led environment, I think CDMO players are going to do well in the long term. Not only because of the kind of business prospect they have, but
Right, Rajesh, we'll come back to you. But as you can see on your screens, that is Prime Minister Narendra Modi, who's flagging off major EV export drive today in Ahmedabad by launching Maruti's e-Vitara shortly in Hansalpur, Ahmedabad. Let's go across, cut into that footage and see what's transpiring there. Yeah. So that's Prime Minister Narendra Modi in Ahmedabad. He will be inaugurating the localized production of hybrid battery electrodes and launch of the export of Maruti Suzuki's first global battery BEV, the e-Vitara, to over 100 countries, including Japan and several European nations. In fact, today, he is present there, and the entire media is present to cover the event. And as you can see, Prime Minister Modi will be inaugurating the e-Vitara very, very soon. That's Prime Minister Narendra Modi in Ahmedabad for the launch of Maruti Suzuki's e-Vitara BEV that will be exported to Europe. So a big day coming in there, and the ET Now team is also present on ground to get you all the details. But let's get started with all the shows. You have been sending us your questions. Let's get started with the first question then. This first question is coming in from Nikhil Sharma from Mumbai. He says he's an intraday trader. He has invested in 80 shares and in Jupiter Wagons, as he says. He's bought at a buying price of 409. He's predicting a target of 449. He's sitting at a loss right now. Would this be the right time to exit or hold on to a better stock? Coming to you, Lakshmikant, technical levels to watch out for on Jupiter Wagons?
See, before 4 days back, the stock has seen gap up opening and it has retested 100 DMA levels. But after that, it has faced tremendous amount of selling pressure and it has started making lower tops and lower bottom. Now it is trading below alert key moving averages, which is suggesting some more selling pressure in this stock. I think 320 would be the stop loss for this JWL. If it reaches this level, then further correction is possible in this stock toward the levels of 305 to 300 zone. So I think I would suggest 320 stop loss. If it reaches this level, then from my side, she has to exit from this stock.
Exit call on Jupiter Wagons. But Rajesh, let me come to you for the next query. This is Dinesh writing from Chennai. He has NSDL shares he has 220 shares. He bought them at a price of 1,078 rupees. He wants to know whether he can continue to hold this stock for the longer term, and or if he should sell in the coming week. We'll come to Lakshmikant for the technical check. But from the fundamental point of view, how is it looking to you, Rajesh?
See, I believe these market intermediary stocks, be it BSE, NSE, CDSL, NSDL, are going to do well in the long term. No doubts on that. There may be small hiccups here and there because of news flows and all those things, but the fact remains equity as a culture is expanding in our country. So we have a lot of SIPs coming in month on month. They are increasing. New accounts are being opened. New demat accounts are being opened, and these are going to help these companies in a longer term. Short term, there might be fluctuations in the prices, but if you're looking for long-term horizon, I think NSDL is a very good stock to hold for a longer-term horizon. The kind of DP reach they have, the number of demat accounts, the value of the shares they are holding at this point of time, I think the valuations still are looking very attractive. Somebody looking to add more can wait for some more correction, but for longer-term horizon, it's definitely a hold.
Okay, so it's a whole call for the longer term. But Lakshmikant, let me come to you. If the viewer had to sell in the next week, and if you do suggest that, what is the target that one should be looking at?
Can you repeat your stock? Actually, I was not able to
NSDL.
hear out the. So actually, we don't have much data for talking about NSDL. So it has recently launched. So I cannot comment on that.
All right, so that's the view there. It's recently been listed, so short-term call would be a little difficult at this point. But fundamentally, as Rajesh pointed out, it looks a strong stock. But moving on to the next query, this is Radha Krishna writing from Bangalore. He would like to know whether it's the right time to invest in BSC for a period of 6 months, and if not, if you could suggest another stock from the capital themes stocks. Lakshmikant.
See, BSC has already given decisive breakdown below its key support levels of 2,280. So I'm expecting that it could retest its 200 SMA level, which is placed around the zone of 2050 to 2060. So from there, if it slip toward that level, then again we have to visit once again, and we need to find out the patterns, that which kind of pattern it has formed. Apart from this, I think CDSL is approaching 200 SMA. So I think it is one of the good bet which we can recommend from the current level. So I think one can keep the stop loss of 1,430 on the downside and can expect upside move toward the levels of 1,650. So from there we could see reversal kind of move, and we could get a good amount of return in CDSL as compared from the BSC.
All right, so that's the view coming in on the capital markets theme. But with that, it's time for us to slip into a short break. Don't get anywhere after the break. We'll continue with your questions on the other side. Stay tuned.
Back to ET now. You're watching Buy Now, Sell Now with me, Kanishka Sarkar and Ankita Saxena, a show where we're taking all your stock-specific queries. So let's get back to all the queries then. So the next query is coming on Varun Beverages. This viewer, Sita Kalyani from Hyderabad, she's been holding 100 shares at a price of 505 rupees. She wants to know whether she should continue to hold or switch to some other stock. I'm assuming it's in the FMCG space itself. So Rajesh, you want to take this? The viewer hasn't given a time frame, but from a longer term perspective, how are you viewing Varun Beverages? What are the fundamentals looking like?
See, from a fundamental perspective, I will say it's an ad at this point of time. The kind of correction the stock had witnessed is a good opportunity for long-term investors. It's one of the largest, second largest, I would say, bottler of Pepsi outside the US, doing very well not only in India but neighboring countries like Nepal and Sri Lanka and other countries too. They have launched non-carbonated drinks, and they are expanding their operations at this point of time. The only problem is this time the summer was a shorter duration, and that's why the numbers have been little subdued. But going forward with the kind of product profile this company has and the kind of expansion plans, I think this company can give good returns. It's an ad from our side from at this point of time. Somebody holding can continue to hold.
All right, so we can continue to hold. Varun Beverages has seen considerable correction, but long-term play perhaps intact for the second largest bottler of Pepsi. But let's go across for the next question. This is Jayesh, who's writing in from Surat. He says he has 500 shares of TCS. He's bought at a buying price of 3,900 for the long term. Please advise whether he should be adding more at current price. TCS, let me come to you for a tech check also, Lakshmikant. At these current levels, we do see the IT pack that has come off considerably. Given but right now the kind of rally that we are seeing in Nasdaq for tech stocks and the renewed interest in tech stocks on the technical levels, is it the right time to get in? And then let me come for a fundamental view also on IT, because it's an interesting thing, because IT has seen a considerable drawdown, which means that the valuations are ripe. But what does fundamentals hold for IT going forward? We'll come to you for that, Rajesh.
You said it right. Sorry.
Go ahead. We'll come to Rajesh after that.
So see, Nifty IT has seen a pullback move after testing its 200-week SMA levels, and then after it has seen some sort of profit booking. But again, in yesterday's sessions, it has bounced back after 2 days of profit booking. So I expect that upside move and pullback move will continue in Nifty IT toward the levels of 36,800 to 37,000 zone. So as long as it hold above the levels of 35,800, so we will remain positive in Nifty IT. If we talk about TCS, so TCS has also made same kind of structure as Nifty IT index has made. It is coming out of the base formation, and yesterday it has also surpassed its previous swing high of 3,000. 3,120, and then after it has started making bullish momentum. So we expect that upside move will continue in TCS toward the levels of 3,350 to 3,400, and on the downside the levels of 2,990 could act as the strong support for the TCS.
So that's a tech view on TCS. Rajesh, coming to you. TCS and the IT pack itself, valuations look decent after that correction. There's a renewed interest in the US, but there's still macro headwinds for Indian IT. What would you say?
See, you said it right. The valuations are great, just because of the fact that there were a lot of headwinds going on because of the concerns of discretionary spends and all. But since Mr. Powell has given a hint in Jackson Hole meeting that he might go for rate cuts in September, which can be followed by further rate cuts going forward, we are of the view that if somebody is looking for a long-term horizon, maybe for 12 to 18 months, this can be a good bet, which has low risk, I would say, because of the fundamentals. The balance sheets are strong. They're sitting on cash. Even though people are talking of low order book and all, but still the orders are inflowing. Some of the companies are moving into new age technologies like AI, ML, and cloud, etc. So I would say if somebody looking for a stable kind of return in a long term, maybe 15% kind of CAGR return for the next 2-3 years, can go for IT. And in that, so some of the names I can suggest is first one would be Infosys, of course. The second one will be TCS in the large cap space. In mid cap, what can happen? Look at Persistent System or Intellect Design.
Those are the IT stocks that one could look at from a longer term perspective. But moving on, now this query is coming from Anupama, who's writing from Bangalore. She has 970 shares of NTPC Green. She bought them at a price of 111 rupees. So she is sitting with a loss at this point. But Rajesh, she thinks that she can hold it for another 2 years. Wants to know whether or not it's a good idea to continue holding, because and also if you could help us with the reason on why it's been falling the past few weeks, despite giving a good result from NTPC Green. So from a fundamental perspective, over the long term, do you think it's still good to bet on NTPC Green?
See, the company is strong, I would say. It's a subsidiary of NTPC. They're doing very well in the renewable energy. The valuations are good. The kind of capacity they have and the kind of capacity expansion they are topping off is very prospective, I would say. The reason for fall in the recent past is one, After the IPO, it has run up quite a lot. Secondly, the entire market is in a bad shape. Where you every day morning you find 200, 300, 500 points going down. It's melting like anything. So in the short term, there may be reasons to fall, but for a longer term horizon, NTPC Green can be a good bet, considering even the fact that the government is hell-bent on promoting renewable energy, and it's a strong play into that. So somebody looking for a long-term hold, continue to hold.
With that, it's time for a quick breather on the show. Don't go anywhere after the break. We'll keep taking your questions. Keep sending them in. The number is flashing on top of your screens. Stay tuned. We'll be right back after this break.
Taking all your stock-specific queries. So let's go back to the queries then. Now this one is coming on REC. Subrata Mukherjee is writing from Kolkata. Rajesh, let me come to you for this one. He wants to know whether or not it's the right time to buy REC for the long term. What is your opinion?
One can buy the kind of correction it has witnessed in the recent past due to various other reasons. RBI has come out with new norms for infrastructure funding, and that's going to benefit companies like REC, PFC, REDA, and all those. They give out good dividends, even the price to book value at reasonable levels. So I think if somebody is looking for a long-term horizon, by long-term I mean at least 12 to 18 months, one can go long on either REC or PFC.
All right, so that's the view on REC for the long term. Let's go across to the next question. This question is coming in from, okay, we have already done the capital markets theme. Let's go to the next question. This is coming in from Vikat from Kuwait. He says he's a senior citizen investing in Indian stocks. We'll come to this one. First, let's get a tech check on Hero MotoCorp. This is Ignatius who's writing from Kolkata. He says he's bought Hero Moto 20 stocks at a buying price of 4,328. Have bought it recently, making good profits. Should I book profits or wait for a longer period of time? Lakshmikant, let me come to you for a tech check on Hero MotoCorp. Hero Moto has been doing well. He's sitting at a profit. Time to book out and perhaps later buy on dips, because the Hero Moto seems to be in good stead, especially the entire auto pack. But at this juncture, at these levels, what should he do?
Because I think that after giving that gap-up opening on 18th of August, it has continuously making higher tops and higher bottom. Now I'm expecting that the target of 5,500 in Hero MotoGo, with the support which I have seen around the levels of 4,770. So that would be the strong support for the Hero MotoGo till it holds this level. We expect that it could continue to move higher toward the levels of 5,500, which we are expecting as a target.
That's the view on Hero MotoCorp. But Lakshmikant will stay with you. We have another query coming for Nazara Tech. The viewer Sandeep from Hyderabad, he's bought 200 shares of Nazara Tech at a price of 1,150 rupees. He bought them in May 2025 and he's been holding 20 shares as of now. And he's, of course, sitting at a loss as of now. But what can be the target for the next 3 months and 6 months is the view that he wants. What are the charts suggesting?
See, we have seen buying from the lower levels, and yesterday it has also reclaimed its 200 SMA levels, which is placed around the zone of 1100. So I think till it hold this level, one can continue to hold this position, can expect pullback move toward the levels of 1,250 to 250 point. So that would be the upside move which we are expecting in the upcoming sessions. I think that would be the levels from where it could face stiff resistance due to the presence of 100 DMA levels. If it form any reversal kind of pattern there, so that would be the exit point, and one can utilize this pullback opportunity to exit in this stock.
All right, so that's the tech view on Nazara Tech. But for Nazara Tech, Rajesh, let me come to you as well, because there is clearly a lot of news flow on Nazara Tech for the last 4 days. In fact, we have seen a drawdown of almost 14 or to 15% on this counter. What's your long-term view? We do see a bounce back coming in today after that drawdown, but there's a lot of news flow on Nazara Tech itself. What would be your view on the fundamentals?
See, fundamentally, we have been very vocal since very long period of time. By long period of time, I mean to say almost 2-3 years down the line, we have been very vocal to avoid this sector as a whole. Uh, Due to various reasons, I would say at this point of time, there are negative news flow and online gaming betting has been already been stopped. And Nazara Tech, although doesn't have any uh, cash games in them, but one of their subsidiary, Pokerbaji, is having a big exposure to that. And it has to be seen how they write it out because it's almost a huge sum. Whether they will take a one-time hit or they will be writing off in a staggered manner, or whether they're going to sell it to somebody outside this country. I don't know what will happen, but at this point of time, the situation is very bad. Any upsides should be taken as an opportunity to exit.
So an exit call for Nazara Tech. But moving on to the next counter, this is Ravi Chandra writing from Hyderabad. He's a short-term trader. He's bought 50 shares of Maruti Suzuki at a price of 14,050 rupees. Please let me know the short-term target, that is for a period of 1 month. Lakshmikant, what's the view here? What's the 1 month target? We just had the launch of e-Vitara in Ahmedabad. Then, we'll come to Rajesh as well for the fundamentals about the company's product line. But as of now, we have seen the stock is up almost 1% as we speak. But going forward in the week and for a 1 month period, where do you see the stock headed?
See, on the weekly and monthly chart, this stock has given a strong breakout of the levels of its previous month swing high of 13,540, and then after it has made a consistent formation of higher tops and higher bottom. Now expect that this momentum will continue to stretch further higher toward the levels of 15,800 to 16,000 zone on the upside, while on the downside, firm support is seen near the zone of 13,900 followed by 13,600. So that would be the firm support. As long as it holds this support, or will be positive, and we could see further upside move in Maruti toward the levels of 15,800 to 16,000 zone.
So that's the technical view on Maruti. But Rajesh, let me come to you. We just had the e-Vitara launch, and so what are you making of the product line when it comes to Maruti? And within the PV segment of autos, could you help us with your pecking order?
See, the fact remains Maruti is the market leader in passenger vehicles, no doubt on that. Although they have lost some market share in the last 2-3 years, but still they are the market leader. Almost all the new launches has been taken well. They have touch points across the country. And they are moving into EV, as we have seen today, the visuals coming in on your channel. And not to forget the kind of balance sheet and the kind of valuations they are sitting onto. I think in four-wheeler space, this is one of the best pick. And added advantage would be any cut in GST on passenger vehicle would be a very positive point for a Maruti because of the fact that entry-level cars would be going cheaper, and that would increase the numbers for Maruti. Pecking order, I would say the first one, of course, in four-wheeler space would be Maruti, and the second one would be Hyundai because of the kind of expansion plan that company is going into. Focus on export. They're going for a big capex. They have taken a new plant of GM, and everything is in their favor. Even in the CV space, they are the market leader. Creta still rules the ground. So these are the two picks in the four-wheeler space which we have been recommending to our clients.
All right, so those are the 4 names from the auto pack that are likely to do well. But let me come to you for the next question, and this time around, this is coming from the FMCG pack. This one's coming from Venkat Ramana Reddy, who's writing in from Hyderabad. He says he's bought 15 shares of Britannia at a buying price of 4,065 rupees. Is it worth holding it on for the longer term? Need fundamentals for the stock. Let me come to you for the fundamentals. Look at the FMCG pack. At this point, the bright spot perhaps, whether it is the sentiment that is buoyed because of the big boost that has come in the form of GST cuts or the tax cuts. So the FMCG pack is likely to be a safe haven even during this tariff war that's going on. But really, on the fundamentals, Rajesh, what can be the upside for Britannia?
You said it right. And the face of all the tariffs going on, I think FMCG can be a very good bet to go for because of the fact that it's a story on domestic consumption. And to boost domestic consumption, Prime Minister has already mentioned that in this Independence Day speech that there would be GST rejig and that's going to come. So that would be a big boost for the entire FMCG pack. Secondly, with inflation cooling down, I think the price of raw material of all these companies, be it Britannia, be it Hindustan Unilever and others, are going to cool down with the lower raw material price, and that would boost margins and bottom line. So I think these companies are good to hold for long term, be it Britannia, Hindustan Lever, or the likes of Marico or Imami.
For the long term, HUL, Britannia, Imami, Marico, these are the ones that you could hold on to from the FMCG pack. But on that note, we'll take a very short break. Be right back with more of your queries to be answered on the other side.
Now, the show where we get all your stock specific questions answered. The number is flashing on top of your screen. Keep sending in your questions and we'll get them answered by experts. Let's resume with all your queries then. This question is coming from Chandrasekhar, who's writing in from Hyderabad. He says he wants to know about Avenue Supermarts, whether it is a buy or an avoid from the short-term perspective. Lakshmikant, Avenue Supermarts on the charts, how does it look like from a short-term, say 3 to 6 months perspective?
See, this stock has been forming pole and flag pattern on the daily chart, and in today's session it has given the breakout, but due to the selling pressure which is coming from the indices level, it has also formed shooting star kind of pattern. But I think until we see any decisive breakdown below the levels of 4,500, I think one can continue to hold its long position and can expect upside move toward the levels of 5,200 to 5,300 zone. So he has to wait around 3 to 5 days for attaining that levels which I am saying. So I think 5,250 to 5,300 could be expected till it hold over the levels of 4,500 on the downside.
All right, so that's the view on Avenue Supermarts. But moving on to the next query then. This is coming from O. Jayalakshmi, who's writing from Hyderabad. Query is on ABB India. She is 15 shares of ABB India at a price of 5,500. She wants to know whether she should continue to hold or should she average at this point. Lakshmikant, what's your view?
See, ABB India has seen a formation of lower tops and lower bottom. Now it is approaching toward its key support levels of 5,000. So I think if it breaches the levels of 5,000, then further we see downward move toward in this stock toward the levels of 4,600. So I think until we see any decisive upside move above the levels of 5,370, our view will be remain negative. So I think 5,000 would be the stop loss which she can adopt, and if it reaches this level of 5,000, then I think from my side it would be exit.
All right, so those are the levels to watch out for as far as ABB India is concerned. But let's move on to the next question that's coming from Arjun, who's writing from Kolkata. He says he wants to know the right time to invest in Imami for the next 7 to 8 months time frame. Again, Lakshmikant, I guess I'll have to come to you for the entry period, the entry price, and for the next 7 to 8 months, how does Imami look to you on the charts?
See, a few days back, Imami has surpassed its previous swing high above the levels of 620, 625, and then after it has seen selling pressure with the formation of lower tops and lower bottom. So I think, but at current level, risk reward ratio is favorable because it has retested its previous swing low, which is seen around the levels of 549. So I think till it hold this level, pullback move is expected, and we could see that it could surpass its previous swing high of 620, 625. Then after we could see further upside move toward the levels of 655 to 660. So from current level, he can take entry with the stop loss of 549 on the downside and can expect upside move toward the levels of 650 to 660 range.
Okay, so those are the levels to watch for Imami. But moving on, we have a query on Indian Oil Corporation. Rajesh, let me come to you for this one. The viewer has, this is Praveen Kumar writing from Bengaluru. He has 30 shares of IOC at a price of 145 rupees. He wants to know what is the long-term view on this stock. He's looking to buy another 25 shares. Do you think he should invest at this point for the long term?
See, the entire OMC space, be it IOC, HPCL, BPCLs are looking good because of the fact that crude has been rolling below 70 odd dollars from last so many months. This is one positive. The second one is uh, the volumes are growing, and the government has clearly said they are going to reimburse the gas losses from the gas segment, LPG gas segment. So these are the positives. And going forward, these companies give out good dividends, sitting on a very good price to book. Even the intrinsic value is much, much higher than what they are quoting at this point of time. So I think, yes, for a long-term horizon, somebody looking for a stable return can go long on IOC or HPCL or BPCL.
All right, let's move on to the next question that is coming in from. This one's coming in from Dhanashri is writing in from Hyderabad. She says she's holding DV's Lab, 50 shares of 6,200 each. Can she hold it for the next 6 months, or would it be affected by US tariffs? Now, that's hard to tell, but DV's Lab, we did have a note by Jeffries yesterday on DV's Lab. In fact, they're saying that it is a good play, and perhaps DV's Lab, they have increased the target price also, so it's going to do well. But on the technicals, from a very 6 months perspective, Lakshmikant, what would be your view on DVs?
If she can keep the stop loss of 5,850, so I think that would be the previous swing low for the Divi's laboratory. And then after we have seen a pullback move in this stock, currently this stock is trading above its 200 SMA levels. So I think 5,850 would play a crucial level for this Divi's lab. As long as it holds this level, she can continue to hold this stock. I can expect pullback move toward the levels of 6,750 to 6,800 zone.
So that's the view on DV's Lab. But moving on to the next query then. This is coming from the Defense and Shipbuilding Pack. The viewer hasn't given their name, requesting all viewers to send their name so that we can attribute the questions to them. Rajesh, let me come to you for this one. They have 60 shares of GRSE, that is Garden Reach, at a price of 2,640 rupees. They want to know, should they book the loss or should they wait for a turnaround in this particular stock? They say they could wait till the end of 2025, but from a longer term perspective, say till the end of 2025 or maybe early next year, do you think a turnaround could be expected?
It's definitely expected. It's one of the largest players in shipbuilding, doing very well. A lot of it is very strong. Government is focused on indigenization of defense, all things. And not only domestic, they are getting international orders also. So everything is in their favor. It's just the market cap that has seen a kind of correction due to the kind of run-up or entire defense space have seen in the recent past. So one can continue to hold long in these stocks. And by any chance, if they fall by another 10%, that would be a good entry point.
All right, with that, we're completely timed out in this edition of Buy Now, Sell Now. Rajesh and Lakshmikant, thank you so much for joining us and answering all the stock-specific questions. Well, with that, it's a wrap on this edition. Kanishka and I will take your leave. Thank you so much for tuning in. Don't go anywhere because Markets at Noon is coming up next.